The pond nearby Durian Burong border of Malaysia and Ban Prakop border of Thailand was once an important landmark of Buddhism settlement in this region. It was in 2225 BE during Ayutthaya period. This land had received dripping lymph from the dead body of the revered monk. His body was carried passing by this pond to Shanghai Temple as the destination. The path of his pilgrimage in the region bond the faith of people who now belong to two countries. Back to 2125 BE in Tambon Di Luang, Sting Pra district of Songkhla province, at the worker's house belonged to the wealthy landlord named Pan. Mother Jan gave birth to a baby boy. She named him Pu, which is Thai word for crab, hinting the way of his crawling. Father Hu buried the baby's placenta under the base of liep tree nearby the house. The location of this tree has become a sacred sanctuary for all Buddhists. The most telling story is about the incident when Longputuad was a baby. It was a day when his mother put him in a crib suspended between two trees. There was a giant cobra coiled up around the crib. In all astonishment, the snake didn't harm the baby and departed. When the parents came to their baby, they found a small magical crystal ball. This crystal ball is now placed at Pakot Temple in Sting Pra district of our province. At the age of 7, Longputuad was ordained to be a novice at Di Luang Temple. 5 years later, he went to study scriptures and disciplines at Siyang Temple at Tambon Bo Tru in Ranod district of Songkhla. Later on, he moved to continue his studies at Sema Mueang Temple in Nakhon Si Thammarat, where he was ordained as a monk on the raft upon Tha Phaya Canal at the age of 20. The title given to him as เหยียบน้ำทะเลจืด meaning step on the sea water and make it fresh water, was named after his miraculous performance during the course of his voyage to Ayutthaya. The performance of desalination is the most telling miracle of Longputuad. The setting of this incident is in the area of Nui Nok Island in Khanom district of Nakhon Si Thammarat. When arrived to Ayutthaya, Longputuad resided at Rachanuwat Temple or Care Temple, which was located on the Isle of Ayutthaya city. Longputuad spent 6 years of ordination in Ayutthaya. He was well recognized in the kingdom of Ayutthaya after he could solve the puzzle of scriptures challenged by 7 Brahmin ambassadors from Sri Lanka as wicked plan to seize Ayutthaya. His amazing knowledge earned him the favor of the king. He was then appointed an abbot of Ratburana Temple, the royal temple, and later promoted to the rank of Supreme Patriarch of Siam with the title สมเด็จราชมุนีสามีรามคุปมาจารย์ Later on, he returned to his homeland and became an abbot of Pakot Temple. The final details of his story describe his disappearance and the prediction that he is the Bodhisattva or the Buddha to be. The story relates that Longputuad was visited in his quarters one day by a young novice carrying a magical flower that he had been given by a mysterious old man. This man had said that the monk who could identify the flower would be the future Buddha. Luang Putuad was able to identify the flower. Soon after, he and the novice were not seen again. The disappearance of Luang Putuad from Pakot Temple is a mystery for all. It inspires many Buddhists to trace for his whereabouts. Finally, the missing piece of his footsteps appears and meaningfully opens the doors for the people of two lands to reconnect with faith in Luang Putuad once again. As in another story, there was an old monk in Saiburi region. This monk was highly respected by Saiburi ruler and people of the region. The ruler named Praya Gamdam had high devotee on this monk that he donated a piece of land for him to build the temple. This temple is now known as Shanghai Temple. The people of Saiburi addressed this monk as Tanlanga, then call him Tan Shanghai after he moved to reside at Shanghai Temple. It is believed that this is the mysterious part of Luang Putuad's life after his disappearance from Pakot Temple. In the final year of his life, Luang Putuad was invited by one of the rulers in Saiburi region, now Perak State, to preside over the religious ceremony. On the way back, he was sick, so his disciples carried him on a palanquin back to Songkhla. The group arrived to a river bank and stopped there for 10 days, but finally he was mortally ill and died at the age of 100 years old on that river bank. The location he passed away was where Kanaring and Perak rivers are merged. Local people had named the place Samit Mati, which means place where the monk died. The legend mentioned about last words of Luang Putuad that his cremation to be held at Shanghai Temple in Pattani. He also commanded to place wooden column upon the ground wherever the lymph of his corpse dripping on, because these locations would become sacred places. Luang Putuad's body was carried by elephant. The procession to Shanghai Temple started with some of these disciples, but along the course more people participated in the group, increasingly from hundreds to thousands. They all together traveled around 50 days. Along this traverse route, there are many Buddhism places existing until present. This is Potijetiyaram Temple or Tung Kwai Temple, the only Buddhism temple in Saiburi region during that time. Luang Putuad used to be the abbot here. After the cremation at Shanghai Temple, some of his ash was brought back and kept in the stupa at this temple. At Ban Plakla, a wooden column sculptured in lotus shape is found under the simple shelter made by local people. There is a statue of Luang Putuad placed here. Only 600 meters away, the second column is located in the same village. With the same lotus design, wooden columns are then found in the area nearby Phikuntararam Temple and under the pavilion of Dindang Temple. The procession to Shanghai Temple was a long journey with no water resources on the route. As a result, the carrier elephant was weakened and ill. Until then, the procession arrived to the pond, which is now next to Durian Barong border. All the elephants, including the corpse-carrying elephant, went into the pond. Here, all remaining lymph of Luang Putuad's body was thoroughly washed out. The group of procession was resting here for 12 days before heading to Shanghai Temple, passing through Ban Prakop, Sabayoi, and Kopo. Finally, the procession stopped and waited at Balu Kachawat Temple for 8 days in the preparation of cremation ceremony at Shanghai Temple. Right after the cremation, 5 of the elephants which carried Luang Putuad's body died peacefully, and only a young elephant remained. Days after days, the story of Longputuad became virtually a miraculous legend. From past to present, for almost 4 centuries, Longputuad is well respected by Buddhists in Thailand and Malaysia. It is a faith in the heart of people to remain forever.